Greetings. Welcome to Little Discovery Corner. Ooh. Butterfingers. So today, as I was getting ready for this reading, I heard grace, like love and grace, or loving grace, or basically giving yourself some grace and giving yourself some love in your spiritual journey. Give yourself a break, a little leeway if you've been beating yourself up. Tell yourself you're human, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone, has to learn from going the wrong way so they can come back, find the correct distance back to themselves, back to their soul, and back to healing. And the healing journey is in fits and starts. Takes time, so yeah, give yourself some grace and tell yourself it's worth the trouble to keep going. Hearing you want to quit, like you may be feeling like you want to quit, you want to give up because you feel under attack. And you may be beating yourself up because of this high priestess energy, this feminine energy who was listening to their intuition about possible secrets that were being kept, maybe games that were being played, social games. And they took them some time to themselves to focus on, self-care and healing. And now they're standing in their power. But you want to come in, but you're afraid. That they'll send you on your way. Meanwhile, they're chilling like a villain. Yeah, you're waiting, trying to tend to your energetic garden, maybe even your monetary garden, trying to get your energy going. Okay. Maybe being in like this makes me think of like, boss man, kind of emperor, like tyrannical, stubborn, controlling energy. So maybe you were trying to control outcomes, control how people think, how people react, trying to maintain control of your image, social status, but that has sent you into a lone journey, into a bit of an isolation, wandering through the dark, in the rain, after like a big shake-up, a bunch of epiphanies, perhaps about, behavior that you maybe need to give yourself a little grace for, maybe focus on self-forgiveness. You're feeling burdened over this connection and trapped by your thoughts, your memories. With nowhere to go, stuck because this energy, the high priestess, is like holding her guard up against the temptation of coming back into a cycle with you, jumping back into a cycle. It would be, this person realizes, would be not good for her. Like keep her in like stuck energy, a mentality of lack, and yeah, stuck on a energetic hamster wheel. They're actually leaping into, a secure, stable energy. Meanwhile, this connection is under judgment because of what could have been, and you're coming to realizations about that. Yeah, it's like you're realizing the lessons you need to learn about listening to your intuition, listening to your heart, and you're at a new beginning. Learning wisdom. Because you're, after a big shakeup, big social shakeup, you're isolated, stuck as the universe sends you to square one, basically, to learn your lessons. You may feel stuck, and you're standing still, holding your cup, wanting to present it, but not being able to move. So you may feel stuck. You may be beating yourself up over choices that were made, but clearing your karmic slate requires you to learn the lessons. Like, what did I do wrong? And how can I do better in the future? How can I make sure I don't do that again? I mean, that may involve resolving to care less about, say, social standings, and especially in certain circles that may not have been healthy for you, and causing you to do things that were not healthy for both you and this other person on your mind. Okay. And examining why, the motivations behind certain choices that were made, and that could be all about discovering old wounds, as I like to cover a lot, whether recent, or going back to childhood, or just something you were conditioned, cultural conditioning, you grew up in a certain way of being, and that was just what you're used to, and that's what's called generational trauma. And if you're realizing that you've made choices about which you are feeling regretful, remorseful, and you don't know what to do about it, examine why. Because that may indicate what needs to be healed. And why, could be because you have long felt like you were not enough. You were born enough. And recognizing, the light within yourself, the worthiness within yourself, and that you don't have to seek validation and approval from others. And when you feel like you need to do that, you become vulnerable to, say, narcissists, abusive, manipulative, exploitative people who want to feed off your energy by making you feel like you're not enough. And once you begin to realize within yourself that you are enough, you become more, stronger and more reinforced and less vulnerable to, people who would take advantage of you. And that is learning wisdom. Our intuition knows more than we do. All right, so I think with the Wheel and the Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, the universe, your intuition is trying to tell you, alert you to the reality, the truth within you that you already know. You just have to sit and, open your mind, open your heart, and listen to yourself. Get out of listening to everyone else, because they don't know what you're going through. A trustworthy connection who cares about maintaining honest, open, intimate friendship with you could be worth talking to, or but also maybe a professional counselor as well could help you walk through all that and discover what you need to discover in order to focus on healing and coming into the understanding that you are enough. All right, this connection which has, might have you feeling stuck, strung up, confused, and remorseful, regretful, in a state of loss. It's transformative. It was meant to be transformative for you. It was meant for you to spur to discover your wounds, focus on healing them by telling yourself you are worthy and you are enough. And that's what finding wisdom is. And that's how you heal and grow. Women's week. Together we can transcend our individual limitations. So, and for me, you could be a masculine dominant energy. And this reading is about balancing out your masculine and feminine sides. And people tend to get confused about that. Feminine energy is about reception, receiving, and it's more of a nurturing, caring, loving energy, maternal energy. And like yin has yin energy, as they say in Taoism. And while masculine energy is more initiation, more active, more pursuant, right? And balancing out with your feminine energy, I think, includes opening up to receive, wisdom from others, like listening in earnest without judgment to other people and their stories. And maybe taking away lessons that resonate, that you can apply in your life. What else? Confidence. Yeah, when you tell yourself you're enough and you believe that you're enough, you're more confident to discern manipulative behavior and from authentic, trustworthy behavior and people, energies, and trust in yourself to be a authentic, trustworthy energy for others. Take up space, love yourself, be who you are. You are worthy. Yes, came right out under this one. Yeah, okay. And you may be, I think there is a community. And it could be family, it could be friends, it could be a certain group, it could be a partner and their friends who are trying to keep you in a place of feeling unworthy, of pouring love into yourself, focusing on your healing, and, possibly walking away from them or putting up boundaries of some kind. Intimacy. Connect, discover, voice needs, explore, heal. Okay. Focusing on healing. Maybe establishing an intimate connection with your inner self will help you grow your energy and keep you from giving away your energy without getting any in return. Yeah, explore what wounds need to be healed. Inner darkness. Yeah, metamorphosis. It's like balancing out, release what needs to be released, knowing patterns. Yes. And that's all about self-reflection and believing that you are worthy of healing and that you are enough. Choice. Yes, you have the choice to take charge of your healing. Let old patterns, people, communities go that are no longer serving you so that you can grow and change and mature. Okay, I think I'll close out with some angel numbers. prosperous growth. Learn from life. Your struggles are not in vain. There is much to be learned from your current situation, and your angels want you to take this opportunity to do just that. Journal about the lessons you are coming up against now and how you can use them to foster a prosperous future. Okay? Yeah. Finding your own worthiness, learning wisdom, growing and changing. It's all about understanding the lessons your soul wants you to learn, which requires reflection and deep digging into your shadows for your hidden wounds that need to be brought to light so they can be healed. It's all about balancing out with your light with your dark and choosing to take charge of that. Take charge of your healing journey. Know how to respond consequences. And yeah, learning how to put up boundaries, because you're worth yourself, your inner self is worth protecting. Release drama. What was I just talking about? 564. Serve your highest good. You're being asked to let go of something in your life that no longer serves your highest good. I was just saying that. Your angels are validating that this situation or relationship is bringing you pain and a cycle of repetitive disruption. Your angels want you to lovingly reflect on who you are when you are with or without this situation or relationship in your life. Take a moment to pause and do a full body stretch now. Release the energy that no longer serves you and feel it leave. Yeah, just imagine it like, you can imagine, the energy a certain situation, group, or relationship is keeping you stuck in. It's like keeping you confused by a big cloud, like a big foggy cloud around you. And just imagine yourself like dispersing it. You can say, ask from your spirit guides, higher self, help me get rid of this energy. And sometimes I even imagine myself like pulling off stuck energy, lower vibrational energy off me that I feel is stuck to me. And then I go take a nice hot shower and imagine just tell myself I am being cleansed and purified. My energy is being cleansed and purified of low, negative, dense, or dark energy that means to keep me stuck in feeling unworthy. Important relationships. All right, that ties in with this group friendship dynamic. 411. See values in those you love. All right, so yeah, learning discernment, learning to distinguish harmful connections from trustworthy, authentic, mutually beneficial connections. You are called to select one relationship close to you and nurture it in an attentive and loving way. Think about how to tell a loved one how much you care for them, appreciate them, and see them in your life. Make time for them today as you communicate how important they are to you. So that could be a trusted connection you can confide in and earn their trust by listening to them if they need to be someone to talk to. And that's what I was just talking about with fostering helpful, healthy, mature, stable, and mutually beneficial connections. All right. If you have made it this far in the reading, please drop a heart in the comments, click like. If you're enjoying this content, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that this has helped someone out there today. I will see you next time.